My mother-in-law knocked on my door with a police officer. He's not fit to raise those children, she told him. I had no idea what she meant until I saw the photos. Mr. Kowalski, I'm Officer Brennan. We received a report of possible child endangerment. Can I come in? The words hit me like a physical blow. I was holding my 4-year-old son, Max, who'd been crying about a scraped knee from falling off his bike. My 6-year-old daughter, Lily, was at the kitchen table, coloring a picture she'd drawn of our family. Stick figures of me, her, Max, and an angel labeled Mommy in Heaven. 3 months since we buried Rachel. 3 months of trying to hold our shattered family together. Gloria pushed past the officer into my living room without invitation, her designer heels clicking against the hardwood floors Rachel had picked out when we bought this house. She carried a manila envelope like it contained evidence of murder. Her perfectly applied makeup couldn't hide the cold satisfaction in her eyes as she surveyed my home. Toys scattered across the floor, breakfast dishes still in the sink, the controlled chaos of a single father trying to parent 2 traumatized children. Show him the pictures, officer. Show him what kind of monster my daughter married. Gloria's voice carried pure venom. She'd blamed me for Rachel's death from the moment the cancer took her, standing stone-faced at the funeral while I sobbed over my wife's casket. But this was different. This was calculated. These children are living with a predator, and I have proof. Officer Brennan looked young, maybe fresh out of the academy, the kind of cop who still believed every complaint deserved investigation. He shifted uncomfortably as Gloria opened the envelope and pulled out a stack of photographs, spreading them across my coffee table like she was laying down a royal flush. Max buried his face in my shoulder, sensing the danger in the room, even if he couldn't understand it. The first photo showed Lily in the bathtub, soap bubbles covering her small body while I knelt beside the tub washing her hair. My face was partially visible in the frame, concentrated on getting shampoo out of her curls the way Rachel had taught me. The second showed Max asleep in my bed, his tiny form curled next to mine during one of his frequent nightmares when he'd crawl in for comfort. The third was Lily sitting on my lap while I helped her with homework, my arms around her waist as we looked at her math worksheet together. Look at these images, Gloria said, her voice rising with manufactured outrage. A grown man bathing a little girl, sleeping in the same bed with a boy. Look at where his hands are positioned. This is textbook grooming behavior. Each word felt like a knife twisting in my chest. These were moments Rachel had photographed herself dozens of times, proud of what a hands-on father I was. Moments she'd posted on social media with captions about how lucky she was to have a husband who shared parenting duties. Officer Brennan studied the photos with a deepening frown. Ma'am, these appear to be normal parenting activities. Children this age require assistance with bathing, and it's common for kids to seek comfort from parents during nightmares. I'm not seeing anything concerning here. His professional assessment should have been reassuring, but Gloria's presence in my home with these twisted interpretations of my parenting felt like a violation that might never heal. You don't understand, Gloria snapped, her composed mask slipping. He killed my daughter. Rachel would be alive today if he'd insisted on proper medical treatment instead of letting her waste time with those experimental therapies. Now he's free to abuse these children with their mother gone. The accusation hit me like a sledgehammer to the chest. Rachel had died of pancreatic cancer, diagnosed stage 4 with a 6-month prognosis that she'd stretched to 14 months through sheer determination and cutting-edge treatments. Max started crying at Gloria's raised voice. I bounced him gently, trying to provide comfort while my world imploded around us. Lily, sweetheart, why don't you go play in your room for a few minutes? She looked between the adults with wide, frightened eyes before grabbing her coloring book and fleeing upstairs. Smart girl. She'd learned to read dangerous adult moods during Rachel's illness, when our house had been filled with doctors and grief and whispered conversations about prognoses. Mrs. Wolfe, these are very serious allegations that require substantial evidence, Officer Brennan said firmly. Do you have documentation of medical neglect or inappropriate contact with these children beyond these photos? Gloria fumbled in her expensive purse and pulled out a folded legal document. Her hands were shaking now, barely containing her excitement at the destruction she was orchestrating. I have this. Power of attorney for the children, signed by Rachel before she died. She knew he couldn't be trusted to care for them properly after she was gone. Full story on my channel and linked below.